The following program is produced by Project Bait and does not reflect the views of this station.
Well, a whole lot of people are talking now about Majority Leader Harry Reid, Democratic Party and Majority Leader, and the recent statements that he was to have said in the new release of a book, a tell-all book in Washington, wherein he made statements about President Barack Obama, his heritage and his looks, and et cetera, et cetera. David Rambeau has a look at that particular story.
It is quite important that we talk about this because this seems to be coming up over and over again. You know, Senator Harry Reid made a statement about Barack Obama that he was light-skinned, and some other remarks he made we'll get into. But let's start off with that. And it was brought out that he made these comments, then he apologized for it, and then the president accepted his apology and just recently said he was not mean-spirited and he knew it, racism wasn't in his heart. I don't know why Harry Reid apologized. He told the truth. Why do you have to apologize for telling the truth? Okay? Now, Barack Obama is a light-skinned African-American person. Now, his daddy wasn't African. His daddy was dark-skinned, clearly dark-skinned. His mama was white-skinned. All right? So if you get in between, you know, Barack Obama is light-skinned. All right? So light-skinned African Americans are nothing new. I mean, in our culture, there must be as many words that are attributed to skin color as the Inuits attribute to snowflakes, to snow. So that in our culture, we know that black folks are called octroons, mulattoes, sepia, red bone, you know, on and on and on and on. So when Harry Reid said Barack Obama is light-skinned, and I thought he's got to apologize for that, I just shook my head because that is an example of the real hypocrisy with regard to somebody who was telling the obvious truth. It's like, what do you believe? Do you believe all of the rhetoric, or do you believe your lying eyes? Well, what is the black comedian that said that when he caught the man in bed with his woman, and the dude was saying, or a woman was saying, this ain't what you see, what you think it is. What you think it is. She said, do you believe me or your lying eyes? Right. Well, hey, he should believe his lying eyes, because that's what Barack Obama is, a light-skinned Negro.
And you know, Dave, this is interesting because when we think about the context in which this was said, apparently Harry Reid was trying to convince the party as to why white people would vote for Barack Obama in terms of their level of comfortability. I mean, that's the way I understood it. Yeah,
and clearly white folks are more comfortable with a light-skinned African-American than someone who looks like Al Sharpton. I mean, you know, with the pompadour. And you notice with Barack Obama, when he was running, and now he keeps his hair clipped short, whereas when he was in college, he had, you know, a semi-afro. So that, once again, there are cultural and physical expressions that are mainstream and acceptable, and those that aren't. And also, Harry Reid said that Barack was articulate and only used
Negro speech when he had to,
dialect when he wanted to. Okay, and I thought, and he apologized for that. Well, I can't see why he apologized for that either, because once again, he was telling the truth. If you listen to Barack Obama's speeches, and he is a master orator, okay, and overwhelmingly he will be articulate in his use of the English language, but every once in a while he will put in a sentence or two in the rhythm of our community. So it is clear, and sometimes he'll kind of, you know, smile about it, you know, and pause and, you know, So it is clear that yes, he speaks quote unquote proper, and that he also has the rhythm and the nuances and the dialect of our community, should he decide on what to go there. So that in everything, at least on the surface, that Reid said, it's clearly accurate, no mistake about that. Clearly he was telling the truth. And yet it has been framed as if he did some kind of racial insult, which of course he didn't. And black folk, I don't believe, feel any kind of bother about what he said. So in that sense, this is not a defense of him. Yeah. It is simply the defense of the truth. Is that if a black person is light-skinned, I mean, it is easy to see, and it is genetically expected when a black African has conjugal relationships and offspring from a white European American.
And you know, Dave, it's interesting because I think back about all of these so-called racial faux pas from Jimmy the Greek and all the rest. It's interesting was why America can never come to terms with the whole issue of race. When somebody makes a mistake and says it, then obviously they got to be a racist. Well, a lot of times they're just speaking what people talk and say behind closed doors anyway. And
you know, if I'll tell you this, if Barack Obama doesn't hurry up, and Harry Reid too doesn't hurry up and get some jobs for black folk,
that's true,
you know, and white folk too, they're going to be calling Barack Obama and Harry Reid a lot worse names than light skin.
Well, I thought the funniest one as we closed, Dave, was that Rod Blagojevich said that he thought he was blacker than Barack Obama because he was working class and poor. So, but he apologized too. So, but he didn't apologize for the jobs things, like he said. We got to get jobs.
We got to have jobs. And on the bus, they'll be calling Barack everything but a child of God if he doesn't hurry up.
That's right, he won't have to worry about that. But this has been another Project Bait News analysis of David Rambeau. I'm Ron Scott, and want to find out more about this, give us a look on our website at projectbait.blackgold.net. That's projectbait.blackgold.net. Funding for closed captioning is provided by the Rice Bowl, Fresh Asian Cooking, located in the Millender Center in downtown Detroit, on West Grand Boulevard in the New Center area, and in the College Park Shopping Center, located on Southfield Road at Outer Drive. For more information, contact us at 313-963-3200. Little Rock Baptist Church is the going church for the coming Christ. You want to find out more about services which are held every Sunday at 11 a.m., call 313-872-2900.
If you have a business in Metro Detroit, you should be in the Detroit Black Pages. For info, call 961-3289. That's 961-3289.
The preceding program was produced by Project Bait and does not reflect the views of this